Travel content looks effortless, but not when you live with chronic illness. Here's what you get on an October day in Hong Kong when it's freezing cold and pouring with rain, and you take a nap in the afternoon halfway through the trip on the bus. Hi, my name is Sally, and I book nervous system supportive travel for people like me who have chronic illness. And nervous system supportive travel is not perfect. And you will see from this video the imperfect clips and what it's like to film when you have chronic illness. I was in Hong Kong back in October of last year, 2025, and I realized I had never taken a day trip to Macau, or in fact ever even been to Macau. I have been to Hong Kong many times before, and so I've done all the main touristy things, didn't want to do them again, but I saw this all-inclusive trip, picks you up from your hotel, takes you over to Macau, includes a number of sites, includes lunch. You get to look at the casinos, which was the key thing I was interested in, and then it brings you back again and drops you back at your hotel. So I had planned to film all of that for you, and one way or another, the footage I have is imperfect and incomplete, and you will see me describing why it's so hard to film with chronic illness. When you look at content creators, and particularly travel content creators online, you will see them talk about how they enter a place first of all without the camera, and they allow themselves to enjoy it first of all without the camera, and then they plan all the clips that they want to take, the narrow shot, the wide shot, the in-person shot, and then they go back around again and they take all the content. And we don't have a back around again. We get one time. My spoons do not extend sufficiently to go around a place twice or even 3 times. And especially if you're filming with one camera for Instagram and another camera for YouTube. And yet I'm also trying to be present in the moment and enjoy things. And I'm also trying to be present with my nervous system. And basically what that means is that I always get incomplete footage. And just in this case, because the weather was bad and also because I was exhausted, it was even more incomplete than usual, and so it seemed like the perfect opportunity to jump on here and talk to you all about that. So I hope you enjoy this peep behind the curtain, because it really mirrors what it's like to travel with chronic illness. Travel with chronic illness is also not perfect. It is that Instagram versus reality. But for me, it's so crucial because it represents something so important, the opportunity for nervous system expansion, the opportunity to realize that the world is still out there, for neuroplasticity growth that people talk about, and also for all of those lovely glimmers that we get when we are able to see the world again. So despite that imperfection, I think travel for chronic illness is still enormously important. And I hope you get something from this video, even if it's just a humorous look at a lot of epic camera fails. So we start out taking the ferry from the east side of the Hong Kong ferry terminal. Here's the waiting room, and then we're getting onto the ferry, and then we're on the ferry. I have taken lots of 3-second clips here, which is great, but there's no transitions of me getting from the hotel in the pickup. We do have the bus here, and I did manage to zoom in on the bus, but there's no picture of me getting onto the bus, just endless footage from the bus of random landscapes in Macau. Obviously, the issue that made this particularly bad in this video was the typhoon weather, so it was freezing cold and pouring rain, and I didn't want to ruin my good camera, so this is all taken with my iPhone. Now you've just seen the Kunlam statue, which I'm sure would have looked lovely if it was a sunny day, and now we're back to tedious clips from the bus, where I felt safe to get out my camera and video through the window with the water drops on it. So this is the trip itinerary, and I think we actually did it backwards, but just so you know what was on the list. So this is the Amma temple, and as you can see, a lot of steps. On a good day, I might make it up a couple steps, but no, that was not in the cards for me on this day. So I took these wide angle shots, as you can see, and then I just went up that little side street and got some Portuguese pastries that were delicious. Would have been lovely to get some other shots, but no. Then we're back on the bus again, and I'm taking more photos from random things as we drive past. As you can see, Macau has beautiful architecture, fascinating history. This is our lunch spot, and I did get some shots outside. And then we're in the Venetian casino, and that seems to be all I got of the Venetian too. I think the other interesting issue to highlight about taking travel content with a broken brain is that I'm not trained in videography, and it's quite a lot of cognitive load to think of a story and video that as you go. I'm very good at just videoing what I take photos of, and whilst these might be interesting photos for me, they don't really tell you much of a story. Here we are now on the bus back to Hong Kong. This is the longest bridge in the world. But what I didn't show you, which would have been interesting, is that we're now on a different bus, not the coach, but a public bus, because we're transiting the border again. I did just throw in a pic of me, but it's the wrong aspect, and then more of the bridge. Fun, fun. And please stick around on my channel and watch all the other imperfect videos that I have of other amazing places that I have been for your inspiration on how we can book you some nervous system but imperfect travel. Take care.